Hey guys, this is Slush, and I have to be frank with you all. I hate doing stuff consistently. All my life. When I used to scriptwrite, when I used to make short films, I would do it all at the last minute, or just do bulk work and never touch the projects again in months. And this has bled into my game dev hobby, and I don't really like it. Now, this is more of a rant video where I believe we all know the answer: persevere. But a lot of the time, it is really hard to persevere. I love making games, but sometimes it feels I'm not doing enough for long periods of times. It is frustrating. Learning certain concepts for a day, I understand that I don't touch Gamedev for 3 weeks and boom, it's lost. It's not retained, and I can only blame myself. At times, I wish humans were different. That people who are interested in their hobbies only need to learn the concept once and be completely fine recreating or using it in the future till infinity. But man, that's not how that works. I have over probably 24 prototypes. Most time I spent a week on, less spent 45 minutes for these past couple of years, and I feel that I can recreate 2 or 3 of them by memory, or the concept, the gimmick, but most of them I can't even remember the resource I got to make the game feature. I always rely on motivation to make games. Get to it when you want to make it, and when you are in the perfect mood. There's no harm in not doing something until you're always in the right mindset, and I've been following that for a bit now. And fun fact, the conclusion of this statement is very simple. Motivation to make games sporadically will never improve my craft to make more interesting and fun games I'm passionate about. It is discipline that drives and motivation that inspires. I see a lot of game dev YouTubers who make videos titled or added to their tip videos, "Just make games." And I was always kind of curious why so many people had to make that exact video, with the same overarching points over and over and over and over, until I realized it's for people like me. In my mindset. It has to be said over and over again because while yes, it is an easy question to answer, I'm too stubborn and a lot of the time too lazy to even open up Godot and just screw around with it. I need a purpose, but since I always forget the basics about the system since I rely on motivation only, games I feel like I should be able to make now 4 years into this hobby, I don't even know where to start from a basic standpoint. I don't even know how to recreate my first project, and that speaks volumes. It's kind of depressing thinking that. I've been treading water in Gamedev for years. This goes beyond tutorial hell and more. What am I doing? I want to have fun with this hobby. I do want to make games. I do want to post them and improve my craft and make more games and show more people. But I think I finally had the wake-up call I needed, and to get what I want is easy. You just need to be consistent. I feel I won't have fun if I don't make a consistent time block to do game dev. Now, when I say time block, doesn't mean I need to do game dev for 2 hours a day. I must log in and code. No, it can be 1 hour every other day, spend 1 day on the game dev on the weekend as a hobby, something. I just need to do it every time, to just make games. This was supposed to be a different video, but I asked a friend of mine in different games, essentially, what do you think when you hear more veteran game developers say, just make games, to someone that's new to the hobby? And he responded to something I think you and I should hear if you're struggling like I am. Firstly, it's important to say that I see no difference between a hobbyist game developer and an aspiring professional. For both, the initial objective is to learn and develop the skill of making games, be that towards a career or personal pastime. And in that case, I agree that there is no better advice than to just make games. I know that this isn't always welcome advice. I intimately know the desire to find the secret shortcut, the complex but easy answer. It is much simpler than that. Much closer to just putting one foot in front of the other, as it is with any creative craft. All a painter must do to be a painter is paint, but he must do it. A writer must write, and a game developer must make games. Perhaps tutorial hell is just the vain search for that secret sauce. I hate consistency. Always have. When I used to scriptwrite, when I used to make short films, I would do it at all the last minute and just do bulk work. And eventually, I stopped doing them as a hobby. I think there needs to be a question asked, and that is, do I stop doing this as a hobby? Do I not like the journey enough to be consistent? Maybe consistency never worked because I would make unrealistic standards that would take decades to make what I wanted to make. Maybe because I don't know how to properly improve on my discipline, but maybe I just don't want to do game dev. Now, I'm so sorry for this type of almost depressing topic, but I want to let you guys know, while this is based on my true story, I ain't leaving game development just yet. I want to put myself back in the ring and learn to make games. And even if I give up the making games part, the marketing side I'll always love. The Just Make Games video I see on Gamedev YouTube, I guarantee is everywhere. On every niche where you need to practice to improve upon your hobby. And it's always such an easy answer that most people don't really even consider it advice, when it is generally the most important. And if that piece of advice doesn't work, maybe a new hobby to be actually passionate about or to strive towards might be better. Or, if you want to keep your hobby, make a consistent time block and stick with it. Make it a very short amount of time and add to it. You shouldn't need to force yourself to enjoy something when there might be a new hobby waiting just around the corner to be passionate about.